We're going to start with this $5 basket that came from Target. I actually picked these up in a couple natural wood, and they also had some that were white painted as well. So just choose whichever kind of matches your home the best. What I have here is 2 bricks of dry floral foam. There is a difference between dry floral foam and fresh, and the main difference is that this actually repels water, and it's a little bit more sturdy than the fresh stuff. We don't want this to absorb water because everything we're working in is going to be artificial. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some hot glue, dip it in my glue skillet, just take a scrap stem and apply a generous amount right towards the top. Then we're going to take these 2 bricks and squish them together. So because I'm not sure if I want to keep this arrangement, and for those of you that just want an arrangement for a little time and don't really want to store it and kind of want to switch it out with your decor for each season, I'm just going to wedge it in. So we don't have kids that are going to pull this out or pets that are going to pull this out. And even if so, nothing's going to happen to it. All of the flowers will stay in place because we are going to glue those in. But if you did want to come back in with more hot glue, you can, but that's secured enough for me. So I know I want to work in this hurricane vase, but we're not going to keep it on at this point in time. So as you can see, we're not going to glue it in place, but when we work in our greenery around it, it's going to stay exactly where we place it. So before we work this in, what we're going to do is actually, let's just take it and create a little circle. And I can see that. It might be hard for you guys to see, but I definitely can see that. And that just keeps me from placing the greenery underneath this. So then we're going to work in some greenery. You can find greenery and other floral products at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We're just going to break them down into individual stems. So whenever you purchase any bush of flowers or greenery, keep in mind by breaking it up, you're going to be able to distribute that a lot more, and you're going to save some money in doing so because you're not going to be using nearly as much. So again, I'm just going to stay away from that little circle that I made and just kind of reach on the outside of it. So we'll take this greenery, dip it in our glue skillet. This tool right here is my all-time favorite, and we do have links for this under blogs. And we'll just create a little ring right around this. So with floral designing, you can make things, extreme. You can be using super duper expensive flowers and expensive foliages, or you can do what we're doing today, which is create it a little bit more on a budget and things that are a lot more inexpensive, but still get a beautiful outcome. But another good tip for you all is when working in your flowers and greenery, if you are on a budget, but you do really want to make sure it looks really nice and really realistic, mix in some more inexpensive foliage. Like this is a great foliage for that. And then you can come back in with more expensive products on top. So by blending expensive and inexpensive, you get that expensive feel on a fraction of what it would cost if you used all expensive products. So we'll take another bush of this and work it in. Up next we have this bird nest, and I'm going to be using my favorite pipe cleaner we have in stock, which is the beige. I think this color works so well because it doesn't deflect away from any of the products. So whenever working in pipe cleaners in any of your designs, try to make it match to the best of your ability. I know sometimes it can be challenging, but instead of using a super bright white or super metallic color or something with glitter, I'm using this, and this is just going to show up a little bit less than something that's a little bit showier. Now what I'll do is I'll just take a scrap stem. This stem actually came from those leaves that we just worked in. I'm going to twist that secure, and I'll actually just poke it into the bird's nest a little bit more. Then we'll take another scrap stem, apply some hot glue. I'm going to take this bird nest, and I'm going to either place it on the left or the right. Let's place it on the left today. So again, this hurricane vase is not secured. We just have it nestled in the foam. And that's what it looks like with the bird nest. So now let's come back in with some more flowers and greenery. Now I'm going to come back in with a little bit more foliage. We have this variegated foliage in stock, and I love it for its broad leaves. So whenever you're able to work in multiple textures within the same design, it's always a good idea to do so because it really brings some life to your products. So let's take the final 2 pieces. This is a leftover bush, so always put your leftovers to use as well. Get the most bang for your buck. We'll take our final stem and stick it on this side. So to work these in, I do want these stems to be as long as possible, so we'll just snip them at the base. We'll take these stems, dip them in our glue, and work them in. Maybe we'll add some height, stick some flowers up a little bit taller. Keep some a little bit closer. I think that doesn't look bad, so I'm just going to take it, lift up our floral material, and stick it right there. Remember, not every single flower has to have an immediate impact and has to be seen, from all points of view. Sometimes things look best when they're obscured. Up next, we have this cherry blossom spray, and I love this because it's a very, very faint peach color. And it actually matches one of the eggs and the roses we just worked in really nicely. So let's break down this bush and work it in. And cut your stems in different heights, you guys. Don't feel as though you have to cut them all the same length. I feel as though the best designs we create here are always from those designs that the flowers extend further on one side. Some flowers are a little bit closer towards the base. It really gives the best effect. So we'll just take these stems now, dip them in our glue skillet, and poke some throughout. Some will be sticking out a good distance, some will be a little bit more compact. And don't forget, in nature, not everything grows the same. Same height, same length, things vary. And we want to mimic nature as much as possible with our creations. So I'm taking some of these longer pieces and shooting them out the sides. We have one final little piece left, which I think is going to look best towards the front. And this one I just want cascading down. So we'll just bend that stem. The beauty of working with artificial versus fresh is you can really manipulate the stems and bend them to your liking. So I showed you it with the hurricane vase. It looks like I got a little hot glue on it, but watch you guys. Look at how easy it is. And truth be told, this is very satisfying. So I know Alex would really enjoy peeling hot glue off of the glass, but I don't have candles at the warehouse, unfortunately. For safety reasons, I do like using artificial. So here we have this little lantern, and I think that looks just as cute, if not more cute. So that is the finished product. Let me show you guys what it looks like on my table. Okay, and here is the finished arrangement. So I love it with the candle and the little flicker. And being artificial, we don't have that safety hazard. I also love the roses in it. I love the little bird's nest. And you can actually purchase these plain from us and add your own eggs. And here on Home Talk in the past, I've showed you how to create your own bird nest by hand. So I love the collection of greenery too, and I love that it's just organic and it gives such a natural feel. So thank you all so very much for watching. This is Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and you're watching me on Home Talk. Bye everyone.